actually, they seem to be implementing him quite smoothly so far. So it's been great to see him play. I'm quite excited to see him play more. But of course, again, previously for Cloud9, of course, sans Freakazoid. Now they've been using a variety of players. There have been a few players on trial. Last match we casted of them had Ikanji playing. Irakanji. I mean, I should know that because I kept talking about the jellyfish. Irakanji jellyfish.
Yes, you did.
But either way, I know. I do like jellyfish.
Well, today they're using Slemmy.
Indeed.
And yeah, he's even put an avatar on Dan. How nice of him. So it's Cloud9 versus OpTic. The maps are Mirage, Cash, and Dust 2. That will be the trio of maps here. And the pistol will begin. OpTic starting on the T side. And again, Mixwell has been quite explosive for the team so far. Nice headshot onto nothing. His head will be exploded down like a grape.
I like grapes. Now, bit of a boost into the window there from Daps. And this is a great position. He's actually going to catch off Skadoodle. And look at this, OpTic absolutely smashing through onto the A bomb site. It was a slow and steady push. A couple nice entries. Some nice angles there with the boost in middle. And they have just... You realize that you're probably making horrendous sounds with your lint roller. Why must you remove lint when you're off camera?
I muted my microphone.
Oh, okay. But it's probably coming through on my microphone. Why do you feel like it's necessary to remove your lint during the cast?
I want to share my life with the people, Dan.
Can't you do that before the cast? Where do you collect all this lint?
I don't know, I'm a linty person, Dan. Okay, so nothing is called Suthing, so they all their names start with S. That is the lamest thing I have seen all week. Whose idea? Who comes up with these ideas?
You're definitely struggling for team camaraderie when it's like, guys.
I got an idea, guys. I got a great idea.
This will improve.
I put an S in my name, and then all our names start with S. Well,
looks like OpTic at the moment just playing a passive opening. Of course, they don't want to get pushed anywhere with these. They understand that Cloud9 are most likely force buying in this run. They would be correct to do so. So passive approach, definitely one that is going to be effective. However, it's starting to get pretty late into the round right now, and Cloud9 haven't really given themselves up with any aggression. So OpTic are going to have to start to make a move, and they're doing just that. Moving towards the A side of the map here, setting up some smokes. You can see Mixwell with a smoke there. But that's going to be jungle? Is that going to be a jungle smoke? Looks like it might be a jungle smoke. Either way, smokes will rain over the bomb sites and allow an easy approach. And would you look at this, James? We've got some grenades, clearing out some of these positions. We even have a double Molotov. Oh no! That was close. Snapper is on 4 HP, James. That could very well have been a very embarrassing situation, but it could still stand to be that, as there are still 4 members of Cloud9 alive with their force buy, and OpTic are now on a bomb plant.
They took a long time to plant the bomb there, OpTic, and they didn't plant it in the most optimal position, especially bearing in mind there are 4 CTs still alive that could have been a bit troublesome. But it appears that Cloud9 are opting to save the Kevlar and armor. Stewie 2K though he's going to be the last man to leave, and he's got Kevlar as well. So Cloud9 going for a 4-man save, which is not something you see on this map. I mean, sometimes we see 10 people alive when the bomb has exploded on Dust 2, but on Mirage, this is a bit novel. I like it.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? I mean, what can they really achieve? If they try to play for Exes, that could be nice, but at the same time, maybe they feel like they could have a much more powerful second round where they don't have to, or third round rather, where they don't have to expend any more resources, but they can still have the same amount of punch.
Yeah, they've got $5,100 on their person at the moment. The flashbang purchased by Nothings, making that a little bit more. But yeah, lots of money that they could have just thrown away, but they chose not to. So I do respect this decision. And the CTs choose to stack the B bomb site for the most part and leave Slemmy alone towards A. And that's perfectly fine as well, especially bearing in mind that OpTic, they pretty much executed into the A site. So should they choose to execute into B, where the stack there, then the war can begin. For the time being, OpTic will just hold angles as per usual, and Cloud9 are creeping up top mid. Again, I mean, Nothing and Slemmy all have flashbangs, but Nothing is playing close. But really, he's the one who needs to be flashing if they're going to push. But it seems they will just hold angles for the time being, which is perfectly fine. playing that close quarters engagement. And they'll probably hear the rotation now. In fact, I'm fairly certain they will. Although the T seems to be coming back, so kind of curious. Russia's down to 8 HP, he's a bomb carrier as well, so this could get really weird. There, down he goes, that's the bomb as well. We might see support coming in for the CTs. We see them coming in for the Ts as well. Mixwell is stuck at the moment. Stanislaw coming in to hold the opposite angle, but now he's gone down. This is falling apart for OpTic. What are they thinking? What's going on?
Yeah, it's looking a bit awkward indeed. The bomb's still stuck there in that passive position next to middle. And Mix is going to get himself across. That smoke would have been quite useful much earlier on, I think. But either way, OpTic still with an advantage here in this round, able to pick the site of their choosing, and the CTs will be none the wiser until they get close, or even perhaps until they plant. But I believe they've heard, at least Shroud must have, yeah, Shroud has heard Mixwell. That flash though from Mixwell's teammate Daps is perfect, buying him a bit of cover just to get onto the bomb site for the plants. Now the plant has been guaranteed at the very least. Nice little jump peek there from Daps. Very safe indeed. There's the spray down, but where are the frags here? Mixwell having to go for the trade there with the MP7, but he's only got 7 bullets left in the chamber. Shroud has no head armor, but oh my goodness. Cloud9 win the round, and after saving all those weapons from the previous round, they must be feeling pretty good about themselves, quite chuffed in fact, as they will steal away a round in which they maybe only expected to just do some damage in. They outright win it, and look at their bank.
I'm wondering what the call was from OpTic there. They had the 2 players top mids, they held the angles for ages, Cloud9 were around the corner, then they chose to run away, and then they chose to run back, and it was one guy and the bomb as well, with basically nobody down in terms of their opponents. So it seems a bit of hesitation after having no initial engagement from the CTs, and it all fell apart for them. However, they somehow got an AWP out already onto Mixwell and 4 AKs on the remainder of the team. We should see CPR get smoked off here. Indeed, we will. I believe we have Rush in the underpass, and Daps holding apps for the time being. And again, you see that ladder room and those breach blocks just to the bottom right there have become more popular in both European and North American Counter-Strike. Although it seems that a lot of the Ts don't realize that that Slemmy can spot people walking into connector from his position.
Ooh, Naf. He's gonna go for the jump spray there. No surprise that it's not gonna work too well in his favor this time around. Oh wow, Mixwell actually had a decent amount of time there to adjust for the shot, but Slemmy still picks up the kill. Now things are falling apart for the OpTic side on this T round, and with Cloud9 on so much value, you know, after winning the previous round, if they're able to win this one flawlessly, or only losing 1 man, that is a really big deal right now for OpTic, because the CTs will have so much economy. But this is a great little play there from OpTic to try to salvage things by moving into connector. That, you know, they have one player to deny rotation or to cause distraction, create obscurity as to what the Ts are doing, as the teammates Stanislaw and Daps move towards the B bomb side with the bomb. Here goes Slemmy though for the wide peak with both frags as well, and that is going to be that there for the round for OpTic. Slemmy with a 4K, and I believe 2 of those frags could have been a little bit easier to come by than the first 2 could have been easier to come by for the OpTic side. I mean, surprised that Mixwell missed that shot, and Mixwell has to be on if they're going to win this matchup.
Yeah, early days, however. Again, if you are just joining us, this is a best of 3 between Cloud9 and OpTic, our first North American match of the day. Mirage, Cash, and Dust 2 will be your maps. 3 open maps, perhaps the 3 most open maps in the current map pool. So 2 AWPs on the CT side. Rush will be alone with the AK he saved in the previous round, and his teammates will have pistols around him. No nades on any of the players on this T side, so they are playing raw entry with Rush, and then the rest of his team following up with pistols. So you have to wonder what the play is here. Literally 0 grenades. How are you even going to get the bomb down in this situation?
Yeah. It's definitely not going to be an easy ask. Nice nades coming in from C9 as well. And should be a pretty easy affair to defend this, actually, but we're going to get a quick entry there from Rush. And actually, that frag onto Skadoodle is going to allow a bomb plant, to be honest. Had Skadoodle hit the shot and not died, I think it would have been almost impossible, but But there's no real easy support here from the rest of the C9 players. They're actually losing one more as well. That's nothing down. And Stewie's going to make the push into the side. Daps with the AWP that he picked up. Picking up the kill there as well onto Stewie and onto Slemmy as well. One at a time, they fall to the AWP there. And OpTic looking like they could win a surprise round here. Shroud just finding himself a nice AWP. And potentially might be able to get some exits, but James, they had an AK-47. And then that was it. Basically, that was it.
Yeah, and they definitely, I don't really think, I mean, they should be planting the bomb there, ideally. We do have to bear in mind that obviously Rush had the AK and he got at least 2 kills in that round. So it's nicely done by him, but most of the time it should be a complete failure. Now, I would have liked to have seen at least a smoke, if not the flash, on the team. You know, some kind of eco strategy to at least, you know, get worst case scenario, get the bomb plant down to help them there. But seems they'll just go for the pick play with the one AK player, and it worked out for them. They even won a round. So Cloud9 will continue to buy. You can see the limitations. Slemmy on the FAMAS. The rest of the team lacking nades, although a fair few have been thrown already. OpTic with 3 players in mid at the moment. We've got 2 players to Cloud9 pushed back at the back of B, so nobody in ladder room on this occasion, which is about to be confirmed by the T's. But we've got to push in Daps now, 2-man push. I don't know if Daps has any audio information, but he's completely blind. And Slimmy stuck on the corner, goes past the angle, but Daps can see again, and down he goes. Running out of bullet, I think.
Did he just go for an immediate reload? Or did he run out of bullets there? He must have been immediately reloading.
I saw a 0 on his counter.
Oh, really?
But I don't know.
He didn't shoot that
it wouldn't
many
make
bullets.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense for him to have no bullets there unless he didn't reload after spraying or something. So either way, Daps has gone down. There are 50 seconds left on the clock, and his team with control of ladder room seem to be favouring a B split.
Well, let's see how it goes. It's actually quite set up quite nicely, that is, I should say. Nothing is there though, going for the spray down. The trade comes in, that's pretty good. Shroud on the bomb side though, still alive, able to pick up the return frag. And we go frag for frag, there is Mixwell, drops the bomb. Great shot there coming in, and it will be Stanislaw to plant. And Stewie makes his way to the shop. And there's Mixwell once again, gets a leg actually on Stewie because he jumped up onto the counter, but Stewie's chances in this one with such low health now are pretty much, well, slim to none at best. So he's just going to hold the angle and fall back and save the AWP. And this has been really back and forth actually, but it looks like OpTic are taking a grip of the map again. So where is the money at?
So it's just apparently been announced that Slemmy has not only joined Cloud9, as it might have obviously appeared from his logo,
Yeah.
but he is also their in-game leader as well.
Boom.
So he has left without a room, and he has joined Cloud9 Slemmy, Mr. In-game leader.
That's interesting, and also
Straight into the deep end.
Also, the thing about that is it's really hard to weigh an IGL's impact, and even until after like a month of work, you know, you need at least like a month.
I'd say 2.
Or even more. I mean, if, for example, if you look at the transformation with Threat and NIP, it took them about a month and a half before you really started to see very good results and the structure fully integrated into the team. Either way, once again, it's going to be just one player with a significant weapon for for a player on a team, and this time it's Cloud9 instead of OpTic.
Oh no, Dan, look at this flank from the Cloud9 players
big.
Towards B. That is a lot of information, but it needs to come a lot faster. Stewie's rotated already. Shroud's coming in with a 1D kit, and Slemmy's got an off angle. Stewie's taken down Daps as well, so OpTic are getting ripped to shreds here. 2 versus 4. No weapons picked up for the OpTic side yet, but there's nothing doing at the moment, and the flank continues to come in. It's Rush and Nafly. Nafly up in Palace, and nothing will take down Rush with the P250. Nafly has lots of people to find. Nothing hasn't managed to grab. There is an AK in front of him on slope, but he will be running the gauntlet to try and pick it up now. Skadoodle coming in from above though, and Cloud9 win an unlikely round. Dan.
Yeah, I mean that's Cloud9 winning a round just as OpTic won earlier when everything looked amazing for Cloud9. OpTic just walked into the A site with an AK and pistols and no armor and managed to win that round. Cloud9 basically more or less just did the same thing back to them again. So very tight match in that sense. 3-4, Cloud9 behind one, but they're up against a very, very limited buy from OpTic. And OpTic also don't have any money to buy should they lose this round. So OpTic in a very tight spot, and they're going to try to get a lot done with very little. They do have some grenades.
Oh boy.
Very nice.
That's a clean 50%. That's a clean 50% plus. Goodbye. Half and half. Thank you. Goodbye. OpTic, 2 rifles on the 4 players, 3 in mid. Stanislaw with one of the 2 rifles just getting smoked off in Palace, so he's been rendered useless for a good 30 seconds. And that's pretty bad for the OpTic side.
I would agree with you, James. I would agree with you. And the issue as well is that they don't have more than 1 smoke right now as well. So that makes life a little bit harder to get into a bomb site, or once the bomb site is taken, to reduce a likelihood of the CTs retaking. So we'll see now OpTic moving into the B bomb site, they've set up the split more or less. We saw something similar in a previous round from them, going 2-2. And Shroud is there with support on the bomb site. So playing the ranges as they are, this should be a pretty good defense here for Cloud9. Shroud is going to be pulling out an incendiary there, just the perfect timing. Not too late, not too soon. And in they come now, straight through. Shroud's going to spot, and the spray comes in. He's running out of bullets. 1 single bullet left, has to go for the reload. And he has teammates spilling into the bomb site on the rotation. So unless NAF goes absolutely massive, this should be completely fine here for Cloud9. And indeed, it will be cleaned up by Stewie. 4-4 now the score, as we'll see Cloud9 regain economic control. But hopefully, for their sake, they don't lose it as easily as they did previous to a nothing buy.
Indeed, so we'll see if Nothing and Co will hold to the nothing buy. Couldn't resist. I'm not even going to apologise. We have a flashbang this time onto OpTic, so they've lost the AK, but they have got a flashbang, Dan. See how far that flashbang can take them. Because when you buy a smoke, for example, you can put it in the middle of the site as opposed to trying to smoke off CT or jungle. So then it covers both angles with regards to the planting of a bomb and having to deal with people rushing the site as they are now. Almost 2 for 1, but a grenade will steal the second kill away from the AWP of Skadoodle. Nafly is the only one who remains. So you see, like, I feel like, I mean, they've managed to get 2 kills actually, which I think is probably 1 kill too many, considering all they had is a flashbang.
Yeah.
I feel like less pistols and more nades, and you can guarantee yourself more money in this round, where you could then buy more nades on your full buy.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with you generally. I can see that the idea that they had there, they were really gambling that hopefully, or already hoping someone would play the site. But because Cloud9 knew that they had bad economy, they were playing long ranges because, you know, why would you give close ranges to pistol players where you give them yourself less of an advantage? So we're going to have the mid take coming in here from the T's with the AKs flashing in. A lot of players here looking to get the aim battles. There's 4 of them moving up middle. Semi's there. He doesn't spot. They haven't really spotted this just yet. Have Cloud9, and we're going to get the walk up here. Will they smoke their approach so they can safely go past this connector angle? Looks like they've actually smoked deep on towards connector, and looks like a rush is going to pick up one of the frags there. Absolute madness here towards the B bomb site, as we'll see frags go either way. 3 versus 3 though, as the T's get closer and closer to the site. What a nade there. 9 HP for Shroud. Definitely in trouble. He gets popped in the face by Mixwell. But Stewie on this flank, this could be the deal breaker here for OpTic. Don't know if that actually makes sense, but Stewie could wreck them, James. That's what I'm going with.
No, it was perfectly fine. Well, indeed, Stewie had to get in there fast before they started to look towards Zap, and indeed he did, but there are 2 more to find. They know where he is. He's the only man standing for his team. He can spray that through that bench area, actually. It's very susceptible to wallbangs. They did actually change the map to make that more penetrable, but you don't often see. I mean, if someone has an AWP, then they might spray through it, but, you know, someone behind it can definitely absorb the bullets. They know where you are already, so I think it's worth firing a volley into it to see if there is any response. Double ops coming out for the CT side now, as we continue to trade rounds, 5-5. Slemmy on the fan mass, next to no grenades from Cloud9, so expect some aggression. Although if they have 2 AWPs, then that's aggression enough, perhaps.
Yeah, the 2 also would be really nice if OpTic decide if OpTic decide to play more for picks, but it looks like they might try to just take as much map control as they can as will be given to them for for free before finally just going to bum rush into a site. But actually, we do have a bit of information, bit of discovery for Cloud9 as they go for the push down slope, and Naf gets caught just as he jumps up. Very unfortunate timing there for Naf. And just spotting the one player there, as raise the alarm bells here for C9, they do check Palace in time to catch Stanislaw as well. Daps though, will he be unknown? Will he be able to level the difference that was just made here by Cloud9? Oh, great tap there, or sorry, burst. 2 bullets straight to Nothing's face. Mixwell in a forward position as well. He's going to get smoked across. Nice team play coming in there from the T's as they march into the A bomb site. These entries look very well coordinated here from OpTic. What a save in a round where they'd dropped 2 players pretty quickly. They're going to get a bomb down and a 3v2 situation. So it looks like they've practically won the round at this point, unless the unthinkable happens. But there are no nades here or kits to support Slemmy or Shroud.
Yeah, they still have time on the clock to defuse. However, 3 people to find, maybe a task too many for the North American side, and indeed they will retreat to safer greens, havens.
Safer green pastures.
Pastures! Safer pastures, Dan. Safer pastures, what I'm looking for. Double AWPs as well, that is a great save. It is a very good save indeed. However, I don't know that they'll be able to buy around them. Shroud's not quick enough on the trigger there. I do like this angle. Nothing doing. So, with double AWPs where they can't really buy anywhere else, I wonder, you know what it would be cool to see, right? If they put 2 people in B and boosted one of the AWPs on bench. Actually, that wouldn't really work because they get flashed, so never mind. But it is an off angle into the window, actually.
Right.
You never see it anymore because it's so susceptible to flashbangs, and against a buy, you are almost always getting flashed there, so it's a shame though. It's fun, nice gimmicky move. I like seeing gimmicks every now and then. There was a period where Existence just had he went on full gimmick study, and there was just gimmicks every single game on his previous team. His new team will be in action tomorrow in the minor qualifier LDLC.
Or today.
Still not officially confirmed, as far as I know, but we all know what's up.
I guess tomorrow for the Americans, and today for us.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
There you go.
I like this boost we're seeing towards shorts, actually, to catch the short player by surprise. It has gone now, but the idea is brilliant. Stewie's pushed up in Palace. If it was a buy, it would be powerful for him to stay there, because if the push did come in towards A, then that would be a pretty nasty flank. But again, Cloud9 are on eco. OpTic haven't had the best anti-ecos. They did get super flanked previously. This time they've got 3 people around mid. Bomb is rotating towards A, so it appears that they will split. There are 4 CTs headed in that direction, and the 5th is en route.
This is a good setup here. A bit of a crossfire coming in for the CTs out connected, but there's the peak, unfortunately, giving up the crossfire. But they might not expect another player to be very close towards Sammy's position. And now the T's will start to emerge from Slope and Palace as well. The flicks coming in from Skadoodle. Perhaps somewhat of a return to his older form there, just nailing a couple players one after another. Bomb is down, and 2 versus 2. Hopefully he won't burn himself alive like the other day. If you remember that.
Yeah, nobody wants a repeat of that.
It was on Mirage as well in middle. But Sudo's trying to look for the shots there. Snap there onto Rush. Oh, did he get 2?
No, they
okay,
synchronized AWPing.
The S is on their names. Apart from Nothing, who's now changed back to Nothing. He doesn't believe in he can't commit, James.
I'm glad. I didn't think he was as lame as.
But I'm sad that he went with it and then didn't commit to it. That's what I'm sad about, James.
Oh yeah.
If you go in, you gotta commit.
If you go in, you gotta go in.
Exactly.
I was going to say something intelligent, but I've forgotten it now, so I'll have to go back to stupid Dan. There are 3 rounds left in the first half here. The double AWPs worked out for Cloud9. They worked out to a treat, and they will continue. These double AWPs have been in for at least 3 rounds themselves. So Slimy's trying to look away from any potential flashbangs, but I don't think he saw Daps cross, which could become a problem a bit later on. Better check those boxes before he gets taken down from the back. You won't even need to get traded. Stanislaw will do the job, despite Daps being there to support. And now that Nothing's been taken down in connector, Daps can pick up that rifle.
Yeah, these one-on-ones have not paid off for C9. As we will see now, OpTic boosting into the window again. Mixwell taking it easy. And oh my goodness, what a position this is. This is just, I feel bad for Shroud. Shroud is just very likely going to get completely destroyed by this. Oh my God, disgusting. And that's the round. And there's the GG. Yeah, there's not much you can do there. I mean, obviously, there's so many openings all over the map. And the fact that no one's able to cover that position just means that the bomb site is just free. And Cloud9 I think they need to save. I don't know what their money's like. Here we go. So this will be their second loss, so they'll have $1,900 in addition to what we see right now, which is very broke. Very broke indeed. The two saving players have almost 4K. So if they really wanted to, they could get a force, but otherwise they should probably just, I'd imagine that they would just drop a couple pistols and then play Skidoodle's AWP into the next round with some pistol support. Skidoodle does not have a good time with the fire recently. Although he did pick up the frag, but anyway,
he did what he could. I got absolutely fully wasted at the after party in Columbus Stand. And when I woke up, I looked at my phone and I had taken a selfie with Shroud.
Already?
I had no recollection of it at the time. Actually, I have a bit of recollection. Anyway.
What did you say to him?
Well, considering what I said to some other people there, I can't imagine what I said to him. Cloud9 on the eco, and they have lost, well, they were tied up previously, but now it's OpTic who have taken the lead. Again, 2 rounds remaining, about $2,000 on the CT side. So again, it's about survival here for OpTic. I feel like ecos and force buys are often, would you argue they're more dangerous in North America than Europe? They seem to be one. I feel like there's a higher percentage of them one.
I think you say more dangerous, but I think people are just, I think teams are just, they're not as good at handling them. I think on average. And in Europe, there's so many teams were conditioned so heavily to playing against Envious. So I don't during that year reign of terror with force buys, maybe that's one of the reasons. Who knows? But I mean, generally speaking, it does require a lot of team play to battle against them very well, and also discipline and like not thinking as much about the frags. And I think that's another reason too. There's more of a culture in North America that's a bit more individual, and that's how it is now. But I think things stand to change in the near future as we will come into the entries here. And OpTic have taken this nice and slow, nice and easy does it, and so far they're without a casualty. But this position from Stewie, someone unknown, he's going to pick up an AK, able to fire for a couple straight bullets before being eliminated. But Cloud9 will lose that round, and OpTic marching ahead here. They're having a pretty good time with their T-half. Already on 8 rounds, and they stand to make it 9 with the advantage that they have in the arsenal. And otherwise, the utility is also pretty impressive.
Will we see some aggression from Cloud9 once again? They've gone to a pretty standard setup, 2 to B, 1 to mid, and 2 to A. One of the B players moving quickly towards short. He should hear Daps and Rush in the apartments and expect some action a bit later on towards the underpass at the very least. So we've got Slemmy moving away from the mid area. Nothing's kind of playing close to A, not as close as Furwood for Luminosity, for example, but he is playing close enough. I believe it's Rush who's on the slope, while OpTic just keep control, enjoy their control of the mid area. The North American team's control of Connector is something that's been evolving, I would say, in the last 18 months to 2 years, where you could argue that it was somewhat ignored at some point for the most part, or occupied as it is now, but then nothing was really done with it. So with Rush's positioning, they can use it to cut off or flank rotators if they choose to move towards the bomb site. Slemmy getting taken down. Mixwell will be traded though by Skidoodle on the short position, but does he realize that Nafly is up close as well? Though Nafly's peak will be awkward. AWP versus an AWP, not going to be easy, and Skidoodle's walking away, so well, the jumps might give the position away now. And it seems the bomb is moving towards Connector as well, and there's a rotation through T-spawn, which would suggest that it indeed will be an A split. And indeed, you can see the T's moving in now. We've got Stewie over towards CT spawn, but nothing is still on the ramp, and it could be quite the factor. Picks up an AK.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting situation on the retake. Already Cloud9 are on top of the bomb site, basically just knocking at the door before the bomb had been fully planted. So they got a lot of time to get in here. Also, there is a kit on Skadoodle too, so that sweet 5-second defuse as opposed to the standard 10. And oh, this position. This is the money position. Skadoodle has an AWP, so perhaps Skadoodle can... Oh, this is actually quite smart. Is the fire going to block the angle? No, it's not. Naf getting 2 frags at distance with the AWP, and they can't even get to Naf. That's going to be a great round there from OpTic. They're going to go 9-6 and leave Cloud9 with a lot of work doing. And Cloud9 having, a new player in Slemmy, it's definitely... I mean, how long has he even been playing with the team?
Do you think they watched the Virtus Pro match earlier? Because that's kind of... I don't know where Nafla came from, but...
The Virtus Pro was the force buy strat. I don't know. I mean, I guess he could just have been in mid and then just got, oh, sorry, he was just in mid with the AWP.
Oh, he's in mid, then fair enough.
I mean, yeah, I don't think they rotated him there.
Well, Cloud9 moving to a fast A play with grenades. A with smokes. Let's go. Worked well for Virtus Pro in their match with Nipwell. Worked reasonably well. They didn't win every round. And I like it. They've smoked off connector and left jungle open, actually. And again, this is what Virtus Pro did earlier on Mirage. They chose to push jungle, although their success was mixed. In fact, I don't think they killed a single person, if I remember correctly, on their pistol. Anyway, the bomb's down, and there are still 10 players alive. OpTic will be, Rush will be the first to be dispatched of. Mixwell kind of stuck in a crossfire in connector. It has a teammate flanking though, but he will not be able to do it fast enough. So the CTs are running out of numbers here. 4 versus 2, and Stewie's just shooting everybody in the face at the moment. 3 kills for him. Cloud9 take the pistol.
The cool thing with Stewie though, before that series of frags, before he got a single kill, in fact, he got that dink towards short, and generally that passage of play before the frag, he did a really good job at just delaying the CTs because he kept their attention on short. And they had to, because they're afraid that he's just going to walk into window and shoot them in the back or flank them as they go into connector. So they have to take care of that position and try to kill him. And the guy rotating from shop, Stewie was also slowing him down as well. So just before he's gotten those 3 kills, he's already done an amazing job with delaying the CTs. And yeah, great round with the smokes. And as you say, Virtus Pro did something similar. So maybe they have watched the demo or saw the match earlier today. That was quite a few hours earlier now, but it was a 2-hour match. We had a triple overtime, I think. Was it?
Yeah, it was triple overtime map 2. It was pretty good.
It's a very good series.
It was a very enjoyable match then.
It was a very, very good series. Very high level CS between those 2 teams. And I think Virtus Pro and LAP always deliver. They got their map pools match up and their experience matches up so well, to be honest. So here we go. Push coming in right now. Cloud9 trying to get the anti-eco going into that B-bomb site. And so far, so good. They're in. Bomb has to go down, and then they're gravy. I wonder where that saying came from. Although gravy is pretty godlike.
Indeed it is. Probably came from English Pie and your shop stand. So we've got the CTs rotating out of shop, not wanting to be funneled into the cannons of the Cloud9 side. They will make their way up mid and short, and the CZ will trade. The AK is collected, and I'm sure they will run away with that because Stanislaus got 20 HP, but then why would you push anyway with the AK? Much more value taking it into the following round. Rush is in a nice sneaky position. He could actually catch somebody jumping here, but with 3 HP, he's likely to get sprayed even if they did jump over. But I'm sure he will try and take them by surprise. With the Deagle, it might be a bit tricky, and he may have more than one person. But here we go, nothing jumping into the angle, but 3 HP, just not enough to finish him off. Again, the AK will survive into the next round. We'll see what role it has to play in the defense of OpTic.
Yeah, he's got a CZ he could drop as well if he likes, and he may well do that as the team can't fully buy. And yep, there we go, he drops the CZ to Mixwell. And we'll see, did he just buy an HE? Did he? Or did he have that already? I'm not sure actually.
I do not recall.
Oh, he did buy it. He did buy it. Can see the minus $300 there. It's a strange purchase, single HE. Either way.
Do you think maybe he tried to buy a smoke and just press 4 instead of 5?
I don't know why you'd buy anything but a flashbang.
I want to believe that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the flashbang you can kind of guarantee, you can kind of team play with it. You can guarantee, you can take the initiative with it. But an HE is a bit more predictive and reactive.
I mean, if they were pushing well, actually, yeah, I think that the flashbang has more utility, so let's not even argue it. The push coming in towards the B bomb site from Cloud9, but it might just be harassment. You can see the bombs actually going towards A, and they have indeed drawn the entire OpTic team towards the B bomb site with 2 players. Kadidal coming in there with the Deagle, putting in very nice work. 2 kills for him. The MP7 will do some more work as well. Interesting that he chose the MP7 over the Mac 10 or the UMP. Obviously, being $1,700, it has better moving accuracy than the UMP. Not sure about the Mac 10. Interestingly enough, in terms of SMGs, it's pretty much legit to jump around with the MP9 and still have reasonable accuracy. The more you know. 9-9, pair of 9s, Dan. I'm all in.
So what is a pair of 9s, like the nickname for that? Like jacks are hooks, aces are bullets. I used to remember most of them, but it's been too long since I played, like 6 years. My memory sucks. Either way, we are going to see now the push coming in. We've got the players moving out. It's a bit staggered, this push. The Palace peaks are a little bit in front of the players moving up slope, perhaps to their detriment, but that says Kadidal will pick up both entry frags. OpTic with a hell of a task on their hands. I'm not sure how they're going to retake this, to be honest. It's going to take some great shots from Mixwell. Of course, Mixwell does have the Yorpies in position. He has flashbangs as well, so he can flash Daps out if he chooses to do so. However, Stewie is doing the runaround, and this is great. It's a smart play because they have the players to do this.
Yeah, Daps has a smoke, but really, what can you do with it in this situation? Too many angles, that being one of them. And OpTic will retreat. Stewie perhaps getting some sound cues, going to be looking to take more guns out of the hands of these CT players. So Cloud9 have taken the lead back once again. Quite a close match so far. We'll see the money's limited for OpTic. This should be an eco round for them. But then how will they make the AWP work out for them? We've been in a similar situation already where one player had an AWP and that was about it. I think it was Stewie in the first half. This time they've got Daps on the FAMAS as well. And they're moving 4 people over towards the B-bomb site. And I think Daps is going to do... Okay, I thought he was going for a Palace push, but he's not. Just playing the site and starting to move back now. So we've got a fast play from Cloud9 in mid. Oh, Mixwell, I think maybe he's looking the wrong side of the smoke there, because I think most days he is definitely getting that kill.
He's in a lot of trouble here. He has to really fight his way out of this situation. You can see he's not really in a spot where he feels comfortable in the shots. And boom, nothing. Straight in there, straight up fragging 2 players. And that's going to be a very tough kind of retake situation for OpTic should they lose Stanislaw here. And it does look like C9 indeed are going to go for the throat towards that B-bomb site. And Stanislaw will be repositioning on towards the car area, just going for a jump there to get the spot towards the B-apps initially. Doesn't see anything, and you can see he's rotating with this. And Daps as well also seems to be a bit curious what's going on towards the A side of the map. We'll see 3 players here for Cloud9 pushing the issue now. Upslope, 35 seconds to play with. Should be plenty of time to get the bomb down. It's just Daps. It's only Daps, and he's got no grenades and only a FAMAS. Surely there's not much work for him to be done.
And what is his play? There's only a man advantage. Well, there was only a man advantage, but now there is a decision to make. The only OpTic players have buys here. Essentially, Nafly's got the AWP, Daps has got a lot of money in the bank. Oh, he's going to get traded. Unfortunate for him, but the AWP is still alive, and that's going to be quite important, obviously. Nafly carrying 5k with the PT50 as well. And the hunt is coming in pretty hard. I think his angle's quite nice, actually. I didn't even know. It looks like a blind spot. Shroud. Ooh, Naf. Now Shroud has crossed. Oh, it's kicking that awkward. He gets a headshot, though. He had a blind spot, but then Shroud crossed the other side, so he had to kind of face, because otherwise he would have just been seen in the bay. So a little bit awkward for Nafly, but it's good info. I'll take that. Blind spot there.
This is really back and forth, isn't it? It's a little bit hard to call, but look at the money on both teams. It's like both teams are rich right now. But for how long? Well, Cloud9 are considerably better off, but hey, OpTic can still turn things around if they're able to have a better go at things here. And I mean, I don't even know who you would favor due to the fact that Cloud9 are playing with a new lineup. On paper, I still don't know who you would favor due to the results OpTic have been getting. And
it's I don't know if like this is day one for Slemmy in terms of playing with them. I'm assuming it is, but then how much can you do in terms of strategy in one day?
Especially if he's instantly, hey, do you want to join our team? All right, you're the in-game leader. Like, that's no small task. That's not just like, trialing an AWP or something.
Yeah.
So, okay, AWP here, AWP this.
And looking at the way Without a Room would play, like obviously they have quite disciplined players.
Yeah.
This discipline in terms of study and strategy, you could argue, hasn't been nothing's strongest point in the past. So, but that's a question about the longer term, really. If they can observe such discipline as his players on Without a Room did, then
yeah,
perhaps they can show similar or even better strategic prowess. But that won't happen in one day, so I imagine he's going to keep things simple. And A with Smoke's definitely one of the simpler strategies. Although the bomb is still towards mid, and indeed it's going to be a fake here. We've got Slemmy moving in on his own, and he will be sacrificed to the gods, left to have his body picked by the vultures. 3 over towards A, but this is a problem because Connector is still relatively open, so Stewie could get shot in the back here, should get shot in the back. That Smoke coming in just in time before they cross towards B. So Mixwell needs to hold things down here, but he's going to get traded. Man advantage though for OpTic as they come in for the retake.
Yeah, a bit chaotic, just scrambling all over the place, trying to get that bomb planted. Rush with the peek. Oh no, perhaps not. Oh, there it is, finally coming out of the smoke. I thought he would come out a little bit earlier, but he still gets the kill anyway. Skadoodle, nice flick there. Still 2 players to find. As Skadoodle tries to get it done right now, but Rush is going to be in his face with the M4, and that is going to be all she wrote there for Skadoodle. And Cloud9, they're fake there. I mean, if you actually looked at the minimap whilst that fake was going on, well, even if you didn't, you wouldn't have missed anything because nothing happened. There was no rotation because they killed the first player, and there was 2 players on the A site there for Cloud9 who had for OpTic who had full vision, and they didn't see anything else. So there was no reason to rotate. There's no panic button hit or anything like that. So that fake attempt really didn't work out, and that's the kind of if you're attempting fakes and so on. I definitely think that's something that's going to improve drastically, with more time with the new in-game leader and with some more drills and so on. But we do have a very, very aggressive setup here from OpTic towards the A side of the map. 3 players playing close. You don't see that too often.
I like it.
It is. It's quite nice. Sometimes I think Luminosity play that aggressively towards A, and it's obviously players like Fur quite good at that sort of style.
Molotov will just be a bit of a nuisance. Expensive though, that's $600 for the CT side, a mere $400 for the T side. So, OpTic are continuing to hold this positioning towards A. They've decided not to play for any information. They've lost vision of mid as well for the most part. Mixwell getting smoked off, but that should come in his favor, using the box to get the frag onto nothing. But the problem is he sees a player on short. What does that mean? Does that mean there's a potential B split coming? They have only got 1 player over towards B. Save for that kill, CTs don't really know what's going on, and they still haven't chosen to, they've chosen not to push A slope, even with a flashbang, to get any information there. So they've got 4 players stuck over towards the A site, 30 seconds on the clock, and indeed, the split is coming in from Cloud9 towards B.
Yeah, but they got enough there with the AWP, so putting all the responsibility onto his capable shoulders, but this is taking a long time. Oh, he gets the tag through the wall there. It's not the kill, though. He needs support immediately. Daps! Oh my god, Daps has been paid off. We have a traitor amongst our midst.
Trojan horse.
My goodness.
2v2 though. Shroud is stuck on the site now. Many angles for him to find. Stanislaw will get taken down. No trade from Rush. He's coming in from short. He's got full health. There are 2 players for him to find. Got the nades coming in. And down goes Slemmy, leaving Shroud versus Rush, a 1 versus 1. And Shroud will do the job, keeping Cloud9 ahead for the time being.
That is a fatal lapse of focus there from Daps, isn't it? I mean, all that's required really is just to make sure that you check the radar before you jump into the bomb site, right? To see where your teammate is. to see just what information is going on there, because you're safe in shop. You can quickly glance at the radar, and I guess Daps either did that or just was surprised, or didn't do that, and shot his teammate promptly in the head. Either way, that could end up haunting OpTic now that they are down to the eco once again, and Cloud9 look to be taking control of the match in a point where map 1, they can taste it. They can taste the victory. It's not too far away. If they can win this round cleanly, that is 13-10 for C9, and you can see their very passive opening phase is playing out right now against the Pistols. And we got a bit of a peek there onto middle as well, as Cloud9 still lacking all the information that they want to make the call. But the 2 frags towards A is going to heavily incentivize them. But here sits Rush with the B, unable to get anything done. And that should be that. The bomb can be planted on the A bomb site. It's just a couple players left. Now only one stands. The traitor, it's Daps.
He's disgraced. He is exiled from his country by his people. Can't think of anything else to add to the story, Dan, so I'll just end it there, as he was ended by Shroud and Co.
He the same US P250 as you.
He does, Dan. Taz also has it, and I think someone else has it in this game. I've never noticed it so much since I bought it, Dan. But yes. 3 rounds away from the game 1 are Cloud9. Again, the second map will be Cash, and the third map, if it's required, will be Dust 2. I expect we're going to have AWPs all over the shop from start to finish, people. Skadoodle, what is that, please? Is there a god? And is his name Skadoodle?
I don't know if there is a god. Things like that should not be allowed to happen.
Call me Skadonglas. You will see that I am kind.
We have Rush close to the smoke. If OpTic are going to stop this, Rush is in a position to do it. He just has to go huge. Just has to get that double, has to drop the bomber. If he can drop the bomb here, boom, there it is, and get the follow-up kill, then that is very nice. But he's actually going to just back away there, straight into the open, into the shadow position, and this coordination coming in from Cloud9 is absolutely spot on.
They just charged in from connector with the P90.
Yep.
Nobody's covering him, and he got shot in the back.
Yeah, OpTic were playing really far away from the A site. Everything rested on Rush. And Semi and Shroud have very low health at the moment, but look at how the T's are dispersed on the map. 1 in mid, 1 on slope, 2 in CT. This is not happening here for OpTic. They must retreat. And their money is not great. I mean, they just full bought, and they don't have anything left in the tank. So I guess they'd be on 2,900 or something. 3K would be my guess right now. And I guess we can check in a second. So they are currently being hunted by Shroud. Shroud not really the best player to hunt right now, as he has 15 points of health.
He's coming as a trade for Stewie required. But Stewie does not require.
Wow.
Stewie has no requirements. Stewie will kill.
Yeah. So they have around $2,400 to $2,700. That is okay. So this is the same spot NIP are actually in. Earlier today on Mirage, and they decided, because there's 2 choices, either you save to play for the overtime or you double force buy. They decided actually to double force buy, although they actually won one of the force buys, and we had the overtime, I think, in the end, or something like that. And that ended up great for NIP, but that's 2 suboptimal round, suboptimal chances to win a round versus 1 slightly less suboptimal chance to win a round and get overtime. So that's what OpTic have gone for, that second option. Daps is looking to get the spot here, but he's alone. The site has been correctly chosen by Cloud9. There is no way that Daps kills everyone. Surely not. There's the first kill, but he will quickly be traded. The bomb will be planted, and there shouldn't be much OpTic can do.
Yep, so we've got Stanislaw facing the site, but it's a weird situation. Does he push? Or does he try and hold back just in case it falls apart? Because he's the only one with an M4. He has armor as well. He can take this into the next round. But it seems they've got themselves into positions good enough to go for it. There's an AK on the floor as well, and he's continuing to creep down. Coming in from the back, down goes Shroud. How many can Stanislaw get? Mixor doesn't have any rifles just yet. Down to 2 versus 1 now. Skadoodle, he knows where he is because he saw the Molotov. There isn't a hit on Stanislaw. He will kill Skadoodle as well. And I think there's time to defuse. I love those kind of situations where it's really interesting and decisions are to be made. Is there time to defuse though? I'm fairly sure there is. Lovely stuff. He's got the yacht from
Okay.
Mixwell to boot.
They were saving as well. They were basically saving. Look at their money. Look, that's the case in point.
Yeah.
I have no idea how Cloud9 lose around like that, to be honest. I'd have to go and look at the demo to see where it all fell apart, because I don't think it was just a case of OpTic just hitting some unbelievable shots. Obviously, there was that crazy position from, who was it that saved the M4?
Stanislaw.
Yeah, he just got into some crazy positions there.
It seemed like nobody was watching shorts, or he crossed to the blind spot. If you're say in apps or something, I don't think anybody was watching shorts.
It looked like they were playing too scared actually on the defense. But Naf is going to pick up a couple kills here with this AWP. It is huge. What a round coming in from the OpTic side. They may have saved themselves in map 1 here against Cloud9. We'll have to see how things turn out. Obviously, Shroud and Skadoodle haven't even made it into any positioning right now. What are they going to do in this spot? They have to hit some uncanny shots to survive. But one of the craziest shooters in North America is now dead, and the second is soon to follow. 14-12, OpTic coming back, but what did Cloud9 have to respond with? A lot of cash, so whatever they want.
Yeah, but once this buy comes in, let's see how much they're left with. Because as OpTic, or if OpTic can continue to close in on the score of Cloud9, Cloud9's ability to to defend the first map may start to dwindle. Double AWPs on the OpTic side, playing 3B as they're going fast short with 2 players, one perhaps going into the ladder room. So I like how different the setups are from OpTic. A few rounds ago, they had 3 people playing extremely close A ramp. Would be handy for this round. As you can see, the bomb is there with 2 players in for support. And I think Cloud9 will eventually move towards a split on the A bomb site. Still 2 players passive apps for the time being. So OpTic is going to be waiting for Cloud9 to show their hand for the time being. Although Mixwell's moving out of mid towards A as we get to the minute mark. Perhaps having a read on the situation. So now he's taken over Rush's position. Rush will be moving into the site. And again, there is support from short for any Ts looking to cross if it is required. But Mixwell fires off a warning shot. Skadoodle goes down, which means that Cloud9 don't really have an ideal answer to Mixwell's AWP, but they don't have time to rotate either. They do have nades, however. They've got smokes, flashes, starting to cut off the corners, it seems.
Yeah, this is looking interesting right now. I mean, okay, Rush is in a very important position here. That's the first pickup. They need to get rid of Rush immediately, and he'll finally go down, but it's still a one-man advantage there for the CTs. And look at the vision that they have. Flashes raining in, one-on-ones being able to be taken, but actually, that's actually something that kind of works for Cloud9. They have some, obviously, very skilled players who can thrive in these situations. However, 2 AWPs in play now for the CTs will fare very well on the long ranges and in the pick-based scenarios, as Mixwell avails himself to greater positions to get more of a look in on this bomb site, and these Ts on the defense still unable to find anything. These Ts not peeking. There's the first peek, and you can see why they were not peeking. Frags coming in for both sides right now, but it looks far better for the Ts. Cloud9 looking to close the round right now. As is Shroud really doing it? He's trying to go for a knife there. Oh! Damn! That's what you get, Shroud, for going for the knife. That's what you get.
Easy throw. Shroud, I hope you're face palming right now.
It wasn't me right now. He was going for the knife, right?
It looks like he was going for the knife, yeah. They thought they had it in the bag, Dan, but the bag was ripped to shreds. The bag had somebody punch a hole in it, Dan. The bag is leaking. All their shopping has gone.
The crazy thing as well is that is that Naf clutches like that. That's so crazy. I mean, sure, you know, Shroud pulls up knife and he dies, but then that flick at the end.
But I mean, there's a chance. Well, I don't know why he's choosing to close the distance there, because there's a chance that he pulled his knife out to try and jump a bit faster, but it doesn't really make sense to me in that situation.
No.
So
yeah, the bomb's out in the open, isn't it?
He's probably going to try and knife the AWPer, but instead they lost the round, Dan.
You know,
and I look at their money.
Maybe, James, do you think there's like a thing where he's in somewhat, like in the back of his mind, kind of addicted to getting like these odd shots straight to the front page of Reddit all the time? He feels like pressured to make just, you know, ridiculous plays.
When the capsules first came out, the signature capsules, right? Most people's signatures were, I don't know, like £2, maybe £3. His was like £10. So maybe he's trying to, you know, fund or give info for that Skrilla to keep coming with the knife kills, but that's a different type of odd shot, Dan, because I'm sure there's going to be one with Nafly wrecking ball, shot being a wrecking ball.
I mean, look at those 2 rounds now. We had the round where they're playing against nothing. Okay, if you ignore any puns, certainly not intended, where they're playing against absolutely nothing, right? They get the B plant. One player, Stanislaw, saved the rifles, able to somehow win that round because it looked like they were too scared to actually try to hold the long ranges. That everyone goes into apps. Then like 1 or 2 players go into shop. They completely leave the entire site open from catwalk. And then they get that round away. Then that happens. 2 rounds at which if they win them, they basically win the map.
Do you know what Shroud gets for that knife attempt?
What does he get? What does that mean?
Get wrecked.
Is that what that means? Because I just press this whenever I feel like it.
Hey, it can mean something different for you, Dan.
Okay.
But when you try a knife and then your team loses the round, it's time to rein it in.
That's the sound the bell makes when it wants the match to start.
I suppose it does, Dan.
Yeah.
So looking at the money on the T side, it is. I mean, they can field a buy. They've got, for the most part, about 4 to 5K. One player, I think, has got about 3,000. But it's getting a bit weird. If they lose this, then they're kind of screwed, Dan, and it's going to be 14-14. Should they lose this? Whereas OpTic have the money's not fantastic either. The money's kind of not great for either side. But it's Cloud9 who will need to spend everything if they are to buy now.
Yeah, I just still can't believe that round. I just can't believe that round. I mean, that just shouldn't happen, right? That's trying to go for the disrespect play. Basically.
It is not an optimal play, Dan, to try and knife someone and lose the round.
Yeah, you just going for. I mean, that's this kind of thing though, where like, I would be surprised if Shroud would do that again for quite a while. Obviously, maybe there is some propensity to go for the disrespect plays. You know, maybe in the North American scene, you know
what he needs, Dan?
People think about that more as well.
Do you know what he needs?
It's quite funny, of course, if you get it.
Do you know what he needs, Dan?
What's that?
A seminar.
A seminar. Well, do you remember I mean, okay, not everyone can be Simple. Do you remember like Simple's jumping knives on Mirage at the major, for example?
Against CLG?
Against CLG,
that doesn't count because it was against CLG.
Yeah, but that's the thing, like, obviously it looks amazing when you pull it off, but if you fail, you look like an idiot.
He was never doing that against Luminosity, for example.
No, yeah, because there's full respect to his opponents, yeah. But then again, I don't think Simple really respects almost any opponents.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I mean, of course, there's varying levels of it, basically.
He was just going to get wrecked if he did it against Luminosity. Indeed. So we have the smoke for top mid, but what's our Cloud9 going to do with it? We haven't even mentioned yet that they have gone for the full buy. They have 2 smokes in the hole, a few mollies, and a few flashes, and it appears that A will be the play. OpTic have chosen to abandon mid and put 3 in A. 1 playing close connector. Obviously, they've got a double ops coming in. Oh, that's in trouble. He's got 2 HP. He's in trouble, Dan. Rush is coming in to save him for the time being, but Shroud and Skidoo will come in to cut down the CT numbers. The entire A site's been lost, so they chose to hold it by connector, and it seemed that they just got cut to ribbons extremely easily, like a knife through butter, Dan.
The hot knife through butter, James.
And Shroud's just finished them all off. So OpTic seemed to have a clean setup. They had double ops, Dan. But they just got fully wrecked.
Yeah.
Fully wrecked.
And look at this now, because of all the close rounds, OpTic, even though they won some of them, of course, they were spending all their money because of the damage inflicted by Cloud9. And this is the result. Double CZ, Mag 7 and double M4. Limited nades, 1 kit on DAPS. Those hard times have befallen the OpTic boys as they look to try and clinch this one. But Cloud9 look like they should be in a position to save their map 1. Because there were some rounds where they should definitely have won. They should have been at the 16 already, it would feel like. But they've got an even stronger chance now to close it all down. And after those close calls, you would imagine that they would be taking these rounds very seriously now. That we're going to see any more disrespect plays with the knife. And we've got C9 taking top mid and working on that map control.
Minute 15 on the clock for Cloud9 to identify exactly what the desperate OpTic side have in store, what they have up their sleeves than more likely to be a knife than a rabbit. So we've got 3 top mid for the Terra side. The bomb moving towards B at present, and that's going to be a great headshot from Shroud9 to start things off. That was deliberate. Just trolling Dan, don't worry. 3 CTs over towards the A site now, and again they've got a player in connected. This time it will afford a kill, but indeed it is going to be just the 1 kill traded, so it's the man advantage. And all the rifles are gone for OpTic now. They've got the Mag 7 onto Mixwell, and he and Rush are all that remains. Now it's Mixwell alone in T-spawn with a Mag 7 Dan versus 4 T players with AKs and an AWP for game points.
Good luck. Take this.
Good
luck.
That is terrible. That just sucks. I feel bad for it.
All the nades. That 3 HE is just in there.
This is like a level from a game where you put it on impossible mode and they give you a Mag 7 and say rush B. You've got 15 seconds. And then you definitely die every single time.
Well, 16-13. Cloud9 do manage to clinch the first map over their opposition. And OpTic definitely going to be feeling a little bit annoyed about that, but they probably feel that they're more than capable of taking the remaining maps in this best 3. But I do wonder how this is going to develop, because I feel like we didn't really see an amazing showing there from Mixwell. It felt like OpTic weren't firing on all cylinders. So for me, this is still in the air.
Yeah, I think that map could have gone either way. I really find it bizarre that OpTic, I mean, they had that hold where they abandoned mid in that key round. But they just got wrecked so hard through connectile. I just don't understand. With 2 AWPs, no one mid. Surely you have. Well, I guess Mixwell was watching a slope, but I don't know. That round was key, and I think that was just a complete disaster for them.
Yeah, indeed, and well, it's. I'm trying to think if there's any standout plays for me. I think it's maybe Daps shooting
Nafline
in the back of the head.
That's your standout play.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because that actually I think sort of lost in that round. I mean, Naf was kind of low, but it ended up being a 1 versus 1. It could have been a 2 versus 1. You know, with the Europa there.
Here we go. Boom.
There
Team kill
is.
coming in.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a nice burst as well, but he probably just stopped firing, thinking, "Oh no!" But it was too late down.
Yeah.
The trigger was pulled.
It's one of those spots, like, you know, sometimes it just happens. You know, just that moment where you have a lapse of focus and you get surprised by a player on your screen, and then your subconscious takes over and you snap and shoot, and you're like, oh, damn. Oh, no.
So Shroud was just jumping around. But it could be that he ran out of bullets, but then maybe he just ran with a pistol. I still can't make fun of it. What on earth is that?
That's, I guess, our replay operator's having some fun, James.
That is the weirdest.
Definitely not what we do when we're waiting for the game to start.
I can't even explain that. Let's go to the break. See you in a few minutes. Map 2, goodbye.